The evolution of Midas inside of Fortnite has gone a long way, and it first started inside of Chapter 2 Season 2. This was the top secret season, which was Ghost vs Shadow on the 20th of February 2020, and this was Midas' first appearance ever into the game. You could get two different variants of him, Gold and the standard one, and obviously you could get the Shadow and Ghost variants as well. This one was probably the most popular Fortnite season ever, so it kind of makes sense why Midas keeps reappearing, because he's one of the most popular skins ever in the game, and he has a lot of lore to him. So we're going to be diving into all of that in today's video, going over the entire evolution of Midas. So here's the trailer for the Chapter 2 Season 2. This is where we see the battle between Alter and Ego transition into that Ghost and Shadow battle, which we know is probably one of the most classic battles in the Fortnite history. We also see the Bush Ranger tease the 7 for the future, and then finally it ends up over at the agency where Midas is with his squad at his desk, and it's probably one of the most iconic scenes ever in Fortnite trailers. So that was the top secret season, the first introduction of Midas. We then get a little deep dive into the battle between Ghost and Shadow on the introduction of Midas, so I may as well show you guys this because it's pretty cool with the lobby background as well, which was just amazing, the interactive battle pass.
Meowscles, a feline enforcer that can take some serious licks. Midas, a mastermind with the golden touch. Maya, an elite specialist that becomes uniquely yours. And more.
If you are new around here, don't forget 98% of you guys that watch aren't already subscribed, so tap that subscribe. It'd mean the absolute world to me if we could get to 1 million subscribers one day, so maybe thank you anyone considering to support.
Variant for your Battle Pass agents, Ghost or Shadow. Choose wisely. You'll also embark on limited time operations that will change the fate of the island forever. Your future begins with buying the Battle Pass. Earn your team of agents, 1,500 V-Bucks, and all new items. The future is in your hands. We know you'll make the right decisions. Good luck.
And there it ended, the trailer for that. It was super awesome. And then we got the introduction of the Midas boss in the game over at the agency. He was actually in his ghost form to start with. You can see him located here. You can take him out. That's the form that he was chosen and he was selected as. It was pretty cool to have him. And that was the first Midas boss we had in the game. Then we got the introduction of Deadpool, who made an appearance. And this was actually Oro's introduction as well, because Oro made an appearance in this trailer here. And this is obviously relevant to the Midas lore and storyline, so we thought we'd add that in here just because it's kind of relevant to where Midas is at with the lore. Now, later on, we do get the introduction of Midas's room, which you could visit inside of this season. It was super awesome. Throughout each season in the lobby, you could go to different rooms of the different agents, and Midas was the final one which you unlocked, and you get to see his golden touch in action, as well as this room had lots of different heads and helmets he'd collected throughout the Fortnite island. It was one of my favorite things about Midas, and it really gave us another insight to him. We also saw inside of his little temple area here, behind him, you can see we actually had the machine which got activated, which is the Doomsday device, which gets activated later, and then you can pick between which one you wanted, Shadow or Ghost Midas, depending on which one you wanted. And you can see behind him, that's where the Doomsday device is, which we see get activated during the event. We also see a little picture of Jules on the right as well. Over on that right side, you can see Jules, and you can just see a lot of other cool Easter eggs inside of this room on the left, like Golden Peely and Golden Links and a few others. It was a really cool little touch. You can even see little things open up as well. Peely makes a little appearance down that left side. It's one of the best little Easter egg rooms, and it was so nice. And then we had the Doomsday event. This was one of the most probably hyped up events inside of Fortnite because the season went on for a very long time and a lot of people attended this event, and it had a really awesome outcome as well. For those that don't really remember it or want to see the full thing, I've got it in a video of every single event, but here's just some highlights from it. We got the giant water wall which was formed because the Doomsday device messed up, and obviously the IO had to think of some sort of calculation to stop the Doomsday device, and to do that they decided to change the storm to some giant waves because Midas obviously tried pushing back the storm to break the loop and escape. So that's what happened in this event. It was so awesome. It, to be honest, was probably one of my favorite events. And then we actually got the outcome of Midas changing from Ghost to Shadow. Still quite a confusing storyline. I don't really understand it fully. I've never really understood the transition from Ghost to Shadow. It was always quite complicated with the alter ego stuff. But obviously after the event, Epic decided to introduce the Shadow version of Midas, which does transition into Chapter 3, I guess, which we'll talk about in a second. So there he is, Shadow Midas. Here he is. You can see him just chilling, and you can take him out and eliminate him. And then later on in the trailer for the release of Chapter 2 Season 3, here you can see this is what happens to Midas. He gets eaten by a shark, which is absolutely hilarious. He gets chomped up and completely taken out. Meowscles is like, yep, let's take him out for some reason after what happened in the previous season. So then that happens, and then after that, we do get the introduction of him reappearing over at the Shadow location, but this time he is now appearing as his ghost form. So this is one of the most hyped Midases ever, Midas' Revenge in Season 4. He reappears very quickly after being eliminated by the Shark. He makes his appearance and is back in action, this time in his ghost form. Probably the most, in my opinion, hyped Midas reappearance ever, this one. And it was such a good season. It was for the Fortnitemares event. You could play as these ghosts and stuff, and obviously Midas boss did spawn as well over in the center where the agency used to be, but it got transitioned into the Shadow one where Jules was then located. So yeah, Shadow, Midas, kind of the ghost version, Midas' Revenge, did make an appearance, which was just amazing. And you could buy him. He was a really popular skin. And here you can see him in game. You see I'm fighting the boss of him. He's just down there. He did spawn at the ruins, which is it was called at this point, this POI. I can't remember what it used to be called when Jules was here. I think it was the agency, and I can't remember what it was actually called. Let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, there we are. Shadow Midas was located in this section. Kind of a nice little one, and you could take him out. Then after this, we did see some introduction of different Midases. These were just general Midases that don't really have too much lore to them, but I thought I'd put them in because we got the appearance of Midas Rex. Now, Midas Rex never really had like a true lore background to him that made any sense. If anyone does know the true lore of every Midas, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. But yeah, Midas Rex made an appearance on the 18th of November, and then there's a bunch of other Midases that also made an appearance as well, because there's just lots of different Midases. We have Aurelia, which was another part of Midas' lore and storyline. Still, not too sure how this connects to today, but yes, a lot of cool stuff. And maybe I'll make a separate video breaking down the entire lore of Midas if we do have one, but it's very complicated and messy because of the Shadow and Ghost stuff. We also had the appearance of the female Midas, which is Marigold, which is, we know what Midas' ship is called as well around this time. You can see her in the trailer as well here for Aurelia. So it's nice to get these two both together. And obviously Aurelia was another really popular skin, which was on the topic of Midas. Hopefully we do get more lore background about these to give us the truth of why they are in the game. Then after this, we had a Summer Midas. Again, didn't really make too much sense because at this point in time, we thought Midas had been eaten by a shark. But it looks like he's decided to just swim out the water. And it gave us probably one of the coolest styles ever for Midas, the Summer Midas. We also had Shadow Midas as well, which was introduced back in Season 4. We also had Icebound Midas as well, which was really cool, so he made his appearance as well. And we even had the Golden Gear Midas as well, which is more of the anime style. So lots of different Midases which made their appearances. I love all of these, and they're really great skins. Now, after the entire Chapter 3, we finally got an appearance at the end of Chapter 4 for Midas again, or at least a reference to him, an Easter egg, which links to why he's in the underworld. We obviously know that this was the season of Kado, where he actually went back in time, had the time machine, and found Oro's head. This was crucial in the start trailer, but later on in the season, or within a few days to be honest, the community discovered that not only had he been to get Oro's head, he also cut off Midas' hand, and you could find it inside of his lair. It was really nice to see because this is a reference to maybe why Midas was sent to the underworld. He lost his hand, he got eliminated, and then he was trapped in the underworld, and then we get the underworld in Fortnite, which comes in a second, not just yet, we'll just watch the end of this trailer. But yeah, that's how that possibly could tie in to Midas' reappearance inside of Chapter 5, where we currently are today. So yeah, this was an awesome trailer, an awesome season, and one which I absolutely love. Oh, and not to forget, inside of here, Midas' drum gun also made an appearance, and even the Revenant version of Kado was using it as a boss. So it was definitely hinting for Midas' return, which took a little bit of time, but we did actually see Midas make a small return after Chapter 4. In the event for Chapter 4's ending, the Big Bang, and in this little bit of footage you can see from that event, we actually get an appearance of Midas in the LEGO mode. This hints to him possibly returning in the future, which actually leads to him returning, and for those that like the LEGO mode, there is a little bit of lore that relates to the Fortnite lore in there as well. And then, now currently in the game, the hunt for Midas was on inside of Chapter 5 Season 1. Inside of here, we do have the underworld, where it gives us little hints to different characters around the map, which have related to Midas in the past, and you could talk to them and learn little kind of history and knowledge about them. And it's pretty cool. If you've never played in Chapter 2 Season 2, you can kind of learn stuff which you may not know by talking to some of Midas' old team, which is really neat. So that is currently in the game, and then eventually we did have the appearance of Midas. So there is the brand new Midas event, the floor is lava, or the floor is gold, which is really nice. And inside of here we did have the Ascendant Midas, which made his appearance. He made his appearance by breaking out of the underworld where Hades had him trapped. He decided to break out, he took out the guards, he got free, and now he's out inside of here and caused absolute havoc on the map. We'll see where the storyline goes from here, but it's lovely to see that the Ascendant Midas is in the game. He managed to break out, and we now have him. And even there's another Easter egg to the shark. One of the pickaxes you can get from the free challenges, the Guided Vengeance, actually gives you a cool shark golden pickaxe to show that he did possibly get eliminated by a shark at one point. Don't forget, if you want to try out all the new weapons inside of Fortnite and use any of the new items, they're all inside of my toy box map. You can head in with the code on screen. I'll see you guys inside. And that's it for everything of the evolution of Midas up to chapter 5. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.